8 signs your wife might be having sex with someone else. It's every partner's worst nightmare, the thought that the person you've committed your life to might be unfaithful. Trust is the bedrock of any relationship, and when that trust starts to erode, it can be an emotional roller coaster. If you've started to notice behaviors in your wife that raise questions, it's natural to want answers. While none of these signs alone guarantee infidelity, taken together, they may suggest something is wrong. Here are 8 signs your wife might be having sex with someone else, and what they could mean for your relationship. 1. She doesn't want to have sex anymore. One of the most obvious signs of infidelity is a sudden drop in physical intimacy. If your wife has become disinterested in sex or actively avoids it, it might be because she's getting her needs met elsewhere. While there are numerous reasons why someone might lose interest in sex, stress, medical issues, or emotional distance, this change should not be taken lightly. If your once vibrant sex life has fizzled out, it's time to have a serious conversation. It could be that she's feeling distant or disconnected emotionally, or worse, she's no longer interested in you sexually because she's having sex with someone else. 2. She goes straight for the shower after coming in. While showering after coming home might seem innocent enough, it could be a red flag if it becomes a new, sudden habit. If your wife comes home from work or a night out and immediately heads for the bathroom, it might be because she's trying to wash away any evidence of her activities. If she's acting more secretive than usual, this behavior could be a sign that something is amiss. Coupled with other suspicious actions, this could indicate that she's engaging in an affair and wants to ensure no trace of it remains when she's around you. Pay attention to how often this occurs and whether she seems unusually eager to distance herself upon returning home. 3. She lied about her whereabouts. Has your wife started lying about where she's been? Maybe she said she was out with friends, but a quick check on social media shows she was elsewhere. Lying about one's whereabouts is one of the biggest warning signs that something fishy is going on. Infidelity often involves sneaking around and creating elaborate stories to cover up the truth. If your wife has been caught in a lie, even a seemingly small one, it could be the tip of the iceberg. This behavior is often accompanied by defensiveness or anger if you question her further. Pay attention to her reactions and whether she provides vague or inconsistent details when pressed about her whereabouts. 4. Her dress and makeup are extra. Has your wife suddenly taken an intense interest in her appearance? If she's wearing more makeup than usual, dressing up to go out without you, or spending more time in front of the mirror, it might be because she's trying to impress someone else. A change in her grooming habits, wardrobe, or how much effort she puts into her appearance could signal that she's seeking attention outside the marriage. If she's always been a low-maintenance person but suddenly starts wearing new outfits, perfume, or experimenting with bolder makeup looks, it could be a sign that she's dressing to attract someone other than you. 5. She suddenly wants to take girls' trips. Girls' trips are perfectly normal in healthy relationships, but if your wife has suddenly developed an urgent need to travel without you, especially if this wasn't something she did before, it might be a cause for concern. These trips might be a convenient cover for secret rendezvous. If these trips are frequent, spontaneous, or filled with vague details, you may want to take a closer look. Does she become defensive when you ask about the trips? Does she seem overly excited to go? These are important questions to consider, especially if she never mentioned the desire for solo getaways in the past. 6. You found her profile on a dating app. There's hardly a bigger red flag than discovering that your wife has an active dating app profile. Whether it's Tinder, Bumble, or any other platform, finding her presence on these apps is a clear indication that something isn't right. Even if she says it's just for fun or curiosity, there's usually an underlying reason for being on dating apps while in a committed relationship. If your wife is actively seeking validation, excitement, or connection through dating apps, it could mean she's looking for sexual or emotional satisfaction outside of your marriage. This is a serious breach of trust and something you should address immediately. 7. She password coded her phone. One of the clearest signs of secrecy is when your wife suddenly becomes overly protective of her phone. If she's added new passwords, changed her phone habits, or is constantly on it while avoiding letting you see, she might be hiding something. Infidelity often involves sneaky communication, whether through text messages, social media, or dating apps. If she's glued to her phone and gets defensive when you ask what she's doing, it's a strong indicator that she might be communicating with someone she doesn't want you to know about. Changing passwords or locking you out of her devices can be a sign that she's hiding more than just casual conversations. 8. She was texting all night. If your wife is glued to her phone late into the night, texting furiously while you're lying next to her, this is another red flag. While we all occasionally send late-night texts or check our phones, if this becomes a nightly habit and she's trying to hide her screen from you, it's time to take notice. Is she always texting someone in secret, never explaining who it is? Does she turn her phone screen away from you when she's messaging? These are signs that she might be having inappropriate conversations with someone else, and the late-night texting could be a symptom of a larger issue. What you can do if you see these signs. If you're noticing several of these signs in your wife's behavior, the most important thing to do is address your concerns directly. Accusations can make things worse if they're not based on solid evidence. So instead of jumping to conclusions, have an open and honest conversation with her. Express how her actions are making you feel, and give her a chance to explain. Sometimes, changes in behavior are due to other issues, stress, personal challenges, or emotional distance that can be resolved through communication. But if she's defensive, evasive, or unwilling to discuss things openly, that may be a red flag in itself. In the end, if you suspect infidelity, trust your instincts. You deserve to be in a relationship where honesty, loyalty, and communication are the foundation. While confronting this situation can be painful, it's better to address it sooner rather than later to either rebuild the relationship or move on. Conclusion. Infidelity is one of the most painful betrayals in a relationship, but noticing these signs early can help you take action. Whether it's a lack of sexual interest, secretive phone habits, or lying about whereabouts, these clues can point to a deeper issue in your marriage. Ultimately, trusting your intuition and communicating openly with your wife is key to figuring out what's really going on. If you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, so you don't miss any new videos. Let us know your thoughts about this video in the comment section down below, and feel free to stay and enjoy it until the end. Also make sure to check out our next highlighted video, and we will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.